Once upon a time, in a kingdom bathed in golden sunlight, children laughed and played in the village. The streets were lined with small, colorful houses. Smoke rose from chimneys, carrying the smell of fresh bread and sweet pies. Villagers sang cheerful songs as they worked, tending gardens, delivering baskets, or feeding animals. Dogs barked happily, and birds sang in the trees. The kingdom was full of life, warmth, and laughter. But just beyond the village lay a silver forest. Its trees were tall and ancient. Their leaves shimmered in the sunlight like tiny mirrors, and soft mist curled around the trunks. Birds with bright feathers darted through the branches, singing songs that no one outside the forest had ever heard. Occasionally, the glimmer of a fox's eyes or a rabbit's twitching nose could be seen in the fog. Deep inside the forest stood a grand castle. Its towers reached high into the sky, and the windows glowed as if they held magic. The castle seemed alive, as if it remembered every secret whispered within its walls. Inside that castle lived Thalor, a gentle beast. He had soft brown fur, glowing blue eyes, and small curved horns. A royal blue cape hung on his shoulders. Though he looked fierce, his heart was kind. A powerful curse had trapped him in this form, leaving him lonely in the huge, empty halls. Each day, Thalor walked through the castle. He touched his broken golden crown and gazed into mirrors that reflected his sadness. At night, he would sit by the window, staring at the moon and wishing someone could understand him. Sometimes he went to the library, running his claws along the spines of ancient books, imagining a world where he could laugh without fear, a world where someone would see the gentle heart inside him. Far away, Princess Elara lived in the kingdom. Her long golden hair was braided with tiny flowers, and her sparkling pink gown shone in the sunlight. She was brave and curious, often wondering about the silver forest. The villagers whispered stories of a mysterious castle hidden within the mist and of a creature that lived there. Elara dreamed of adventure. She longed to see the castle, to discover its secrets, and perhaps to meet the creature inside. Every day, she climbed the hills near the village to look at the distant forest. She imagined what it would be like to walk beneath its shimmering trees. One stormy day, as rain fell and the wind blew through the forest, Princess Elara ventured farther than ever before. Dark clouds covered the sky, and lightning flashed across the horizon. Mist rolled along the forest floor, curling around tree trunks. The trees seemed to lean in, whispering warnings in the wind. Yet Elara pressed on, her heart full of courage and curiosity. Through the fog, the castle appeared. It looked massive and magical, towers glimmering in the rain like silver. At the doorway stood Thalor. His glowing blue eyes startled her, and his large form seemed fearsome, but there was kindness in his gaze, and he gently gestured for her to come inside. Hesitant but brave, she stepped across the threshold, not knowing that her life and Thalor's were about to change forever. Inside the castle, magical objects moved as if alive. Clocks ticked in rhythm, teapots floated gracefully from shelf to shelf, and tiny lights sparkled in every corner. Paintings seemed to shift when no one looked, and rugs hovered slightly above the floor. Thalor led Elara through the halls, explaining the stories behind each magical object. "That clock," he said softly, "once belonged to a prince who loved music. He played the piano every day." Elara listened, wide-eyed, and laughed at the teapot that twirled through the air. Slowly, a friendship grew between them. They shared stories, played with the floating objects, and explored the castle together. Thalor began to smile, feeling a warmth he had not known in years. Elara discovered the gentle heart beneath the beast's fearsome exterior. They spoke of dreams, of the forest, and of the stars above the kingdom at night. But happiness was shadowed by the curse and dangers that lurked beyond the forest. A dark shadow moved toward the kingdom, unseen by the villagers. The wind howled and rain pelted the trees. Thalor sensed the danger and ran to the castle windows. His heart pounded. "I must protect them," he whispered to himself. He stood tall, his roar echoing through the forest like thunder. Lightning lit the sky, and the shadow approached, growing darker with each step. Thalor ran towards it, moving with strength and courage. He used every ounce of his power to protect the village, showing that his heart was stronger than any curse. Elara followed close behind, helping him wherever she could, using her quick thinking to guide villagers to safety. Together, they faced the threat bravely, and slowly the darkness began to fade. As the darkness disappeared, light returned to the kingdom. The silver forest glowed softly in the sunlight, and flowers bloomed across the ground. The castle shone brighter than ever before. The magical objects danced happily, spinning and sparkling in the air. And then, in the golden light, the curse lifted. Thalor's fur disappeared, revealing a tall, noble man. His eyes shone with warmth, and his heart, once heavy with sadness, was now free and joyful. He turned to Princess Elara, and together they walked through the castle, laughter and light filling the halls. Every corner seemed alive, and every shadow softened by magic. From that day forward, the castle was no longer a place of fear or mystery. It became a home of friendship, laughter, and wonder. Princess Elara and Thalor lived happily ever after.